Welcome back. I was talking to the studio audience in between, you know, the commercials. Although we were paying attention to the commercials, and we were thinking about buying some of the stuff because it all looked pretty good. High quality merchandise at a reasonable price. But I was talking about, because I'm not really big on the marijuana, but when I smoked it once when I was, once or 100,000 times when I was a kid, it was a buddy of mine. We were about 22-ish years old, and we shared this apartment, and we shared a herbal cigarette, and then we both got hungry, and we thought, let's have, you know, cornflakes. Let's have cornflakes. And we had, because we had prepared that we might get hungry later, you know, earlier in the day, we had bought a giant box of cornflakes, like a giant box of corn, like huge, like, you know, the one where you go to Costco and go, oh, I have to have that. Like, the one that's the size of a car or something. Or, how many cornflakes can that... Then you pick it up and you go, it's funny, it's quite like... Cornflakes are quite light, even though it's so big. And so I get the cornflakes, and so what we had was we had a giant thing of cornflakes, and we had a basin and a gallon jug of milk. So we got the corn, filled up this basin, like a plastic basin full of cornflakes, and we sat either side of it, and we poured in the gallon of milk, and we were like, look at the size of this, right? And of course, remember, we had smoked the herbal cigarette beforehand, and we had the giant thing, and we started eating, and you know, and it was, you know, the funniest thing we'd ever done in our lives, and the spoons, and we were eating out the giant bowl of cornflakes, and then my buddy Robbie, he goes, ah! Straight out the room, and I was like, what? What's going on? What's going on? He's like, ah, and I'm like, what? They're good. And he went, and he pointed at the cornflakes, and he pointed at the cornflakes, and there was a wasp in the cornflakes, and it was dead. I don't think I've been that afraid ever in my life of a dead wasp. But I was very hungry, so I'm going like, eat around it! Eat around it! He's like, no, he's like, I was like, it's dead! It's dead! He's like, the basin could be haunted! I'm like, oh! I'm not advocating anybody do that. I don't need that in my life anymore. I'm too old.